Hey guys, Dr. Andrew here from Robina Coro Wellness Centre, and today we've got Dr. Matt with us today. How are you doing today, Matt?
I'm good, Andrew.
We're talking immune systems today, and more specifically, it's flu season come about. So I've got a couple of questions. We're going to interview Dr. Matt about what the immune system is, what are things that we can do for the immune system, and might give you some tips and tricks, and maybe even some supplements that you can use. My favourite thing to work the immune system is to have a chiropractic adjustment. I'm assuming you're the same with that?
Exactly, and that's been scientifically proven to upregulate our immune systems.
Absolutely. When you boost your nervous system, your immune system just follows along with it, and along with other body organs as well. But before we get into it, can you just explain maybe what the immune system is?
So the immune system is a complex system of cells and organs that protect you against things like viruses and parasites and fungi and bacteria and cancers. We all have these cells in our bodies in the daily system. It's like a zoo in there, but it just depends if there's too much of these things, and that's something that actually keeps us healthy.
Right. And what would make us sick, for example?
So sick, there are 5 things that actually will make us sick. We look at things like nutritional deficiencies will be number 1. Number 2 will be stressors. That could be emotional, chemical, or it could be physical. And that's where the chiropractic side of things actually help us. Then we're looking at things like infections, which is the parasites, viruses, bacteria, and fungi. Then we look at things like toxins, and we look at things like allergens. Those are the 5 things that will make you sick.
And obviously, just been through COVID, etc. There's a lot of talk about other things that we can do, vaccinations and all that sort of stuff. But today we want to talk about more of the natural approach towards what you can do. But before we get into that, what are the 3 things that we can do to boost your immune system?
Number 1 is sleep enough.
Yep.
Get some exercise.
Yep.
Breathing is one of those things that are really underrated. If you can't breathe properly, breathe through your mouth all the time. Those are things that actually will affect your immune system significantly, and then manage your stress.
And your mindfulness is what people use these days, not meditation. I don't know, it's the same thing, but
Exactly.
Yep. Anything else? I think there's another thing on the list. What was the other thing on there? Oh, what about your mental attitude?
Exactly.
Yeah, if you think you're going to get sick, what's probably going to happen?
Exactly. And that mental, emotional, spiritual side of things in the middle of all of that actually can, if you believe you're going to be sick, you will be sick.
Absolutely. And the word sick is something that comes up quite regular in the office. My belief system is that your body is sick when you fail to heal quickly. So if you get a cold or flu and the body creates a temperature, is that you being sick or is that you being healthy?
No, it's what we call adaptive physiology. Your body is actually responding to something, and that fever that you do get is actually the body's way of actually making it uncomfortable for that virus and killing it off.
Exactly. Raising that core body temperature stops that bacteria or infection from multiplying and creating more bad bugs, which makes you sicker for longer. So although it's uncomfortable having a temperature, try not to minimize your temperature too much by taking those Panadols and Nurophens and stuff, because it's actually stopping your body from doing its job.
Yeah.
So we talked a little bit about supplements. We're actually going to buy some pretty fancy supplements for the office. So if you guys want to prevent from being sick or being unhealthy, whichever way you want to say it, we're going to have some stuff there. But I'm going to ask you some questions about some particular ones there. So what's the most common one do you think that people need to take if they just want to buy one, get one, everything? So is there a supplement out there that's good for everything?
So there's a supplement that we stock in the office that's called Armaforce.
Yep.
It actually has a couple of herbal compounds in there, and then it also got things like vitamin C and zinc in there, which we know is really, really good for the immune system.
So that's a good way of looking after your health. What's a better way? Are there any other things that you could do? Could you maybe take more of those things?
We could take more, or we can add. So obviously we got to look. The best way they can do is obviously to look in terms of, are you deficient in certain things, and that actually you can stop. But we've actually put different packs together to help if people want a really comprehensive pack. Then we've got the Armaforce. We've put a little bit of probiotics in there. We've put a bit of quercetin in there. We've also put some mushrooms in there.
Yep.
And a little bit of vitamin D, which is obviously a big talk about in these days in terms of low vitamin D levels.
And low vitamin D is also quite prevalent in autoimmune diseases as well. And if you're not getting 15 minutes of sun on your actual trunk per day, you're probably deficient in vitamin D. So it doesn't count if you're putting sunscreen on your arms and all that sort of
Or
stuff.
sunglasses.
Yep, that too. All right. So it's really important that you get vitamin D. That's a big one. Zinc's another one. I mean, everyone talks about vitamin C. One of the best things about vitamin C is if you overdose on on it, it just goes straight through you.
Yeah.
But that's why we recommend probiotics. Okay?
Yeah.
Probiotics basically stop those gut linings from being inflamed. You don't want to wee out everything that you're putting in, basically. There was another one that we talked about, the NAC. This one's is becoming really popular. Could you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so NAC was really popular during COVID. So the thing is, why we use it during COVID, because it's a really good what we call a mucolytic. So when you start coughing and a lot of these mucus collect in your lungs, what NAC will do is allow you to cough up a lot of those mucus out of your lungs. It also works on as a precursor of some of the best antioxidant in the body called glutathione, which is really important on a cellular level because we get a lot of free radicals in the system that actually cause a lot of problems. So these antioxidants actually offset these things quite a bit. And then in terms of liver detoxification, it's also pretty good.
Sure, and free radicals can also lead to cancer too, right?
Exactly.
So it's actually a pretty potent substance, and it's great if you want to have like a good, better, and a best scenario of boosting your immune system. This is something that you can take and you can add to your artillery, I suppose.
Yeah, and if you want to age quickly too, it's just don't look after the antioxidant system in the body. That's a great way to age quickly.
Well, there you have it. Anti-aging tip from Dr. Matt, all right? Don't quote me, quote him on that one there, but it is true, however, because vitamin C is also good for your skin as well, so is zinc and all that sort of stuff.
Vitamin C is what the skin is made out of.
Absolutely.
Basically, it's a great antioxidant, and actually it stimulates those white blood cells, same as what vitamin D does, stimulate those white blood cells, which actually are the soldiers in your system, which can attack all these pathogens in your system.
Right, so we both agree that it's probably better to prevent these things rather than take this stuff once you're sick.
Okay.
Okay.
The one thing we didn't mention was quercetin is the other
of course.
supplements.
Yeah.
Quercetin actually acts as a natural antihistamine. So you know what it's like when you've got a cold and flu, you basically congested, you can't breathe, you got this post-nasal drip, you breathe through your mouth, what happens next is your throat gets sore, you start coughing. So that actually is going to decrease the histamine secretion there, and this tissue is actually not going to be swollen, so you can be able to breathe easily, and you can be able to actually not have that post-nasal drip, which is going to lead to some infections.
So coming out of the winter, going into spring and stuff like that, that could be a good product for people with their allergies and stuff like that.
And the good thing is it's got no side effects, and it's made from grape skins.
Grape skins, I like that. There's other things that I like that are made from grapes as well. But that's another day. Right. So look, that's pretty much, and we've got a lot of topic that we could talk about there, but we just want to let you go that for all you patients out there, we've created a couple of different packs. We're going to tell you what dosages they need and all that sort of stuff. So if you're a patient of ours and you want to know more about this, send a little message to us privately through Facebook or comment through their information, and we'll make sure we talk to you at your next visit. And if you're not a patient of our practice, you're more than welcome to come in. We can assess your nervous system for immune system, but we can also talk this other sort of stuff with you as well, because as chiropractors, we are specialists in the spine, and we think we do a really good job at that. But it's not just the physical side of things, it's the chemical and the emotional side of things as well. So I think that's enough for today. Maintain is better than cure. Is there anything else you want to add?
No, it's just stay healthy this winter. It's up to you. There's a lot you can do out there.
Absolutely.
All right, we're here to help.
All right. We'll be with you next week on the Chiro Couch. Dr. Andrew, Dr. Matt, bye for now.
Cheers.